Hi guys, it's Xenia. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my top 10 perfume recommendations for the hottest perfumes to wear this Valentine's Day. I have done this video the past 2 years, and so for the sake of not being repetitive, I didn't include any of those perfumes that I've already talked about in these videos. I tried to just include newer ones that I haven't really talked about, but that still obviously fit this category. And I've based this video off of just scents that I personally get a lot of compliments on, or scents that my husband always compliments me on. He always tends to dig his nose into my neck and tell me when I smell really good. And I've told him that too. I'm like, if you think I smell really good, tell me. So now he always knows to actually tell me, because that not only obviously makes me feel good, being told that I smell good is my favorite compliment of all time, but it also helps me out with these videos. So I just know that if I were to wear any one of these perfumes that I'm about to show on Valentine's Day, he's gonna be all over me. If you want more perfume recommendations for Valentine's Day, check out my previous videos. I'll link both of them. I believe it's 2 that I've done in the past 2 years. I'll link both of them in the description box. And by the way, just because it's Valentine's Day doesn't mean you can only wear these around a man. If you are single this Valentine's Day, well then wear these perfumes around yourself. But if you are going on a date, a first date, or just a date with your husband, your boyfriend, whatever, I think these perfumes will be a safe bet to ensure that he will love the way that you smell. So with that said, let's get straight into it. Please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn post notifications on, and let's get started. Starting off with my newest, I want to say, favorite perfume, especially currently right now. I'm so obsessed with this. This is Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow. I did a full dedicated review to this, and I was really hyping this perfume up, and every time I do that, people in the comments are like, oh, she obviously really wants to be sponsored by Kayali. Girl, no. I genuinely really love this perfume. I've spoken really badly about other Kayali perfumes in previous videos, but of course I would love to be sponsored by Kayali, because I mean, I love a lot of their perfumes. But I hyped this perfume up because this is literally everything I have been searching for in a perfume for so long. I blind bought this at the store. They hadn't even put it out on the shelves yet, but I went in because my Sephora app was saying that it was available in my store, but it wasn't when I went there. So I'm like, can you please check in the back or something, because it says you have it. So they went and checked for me and they got it, and so I blind bought it. They obviously didn't have a test or nothing, but I didn't care. I knew I was gonna love this perfume. The key notes are freesia, strawberry, pink marshmallow, creamy coconut, whipped vanilla, and pink musk. You really cannot do these notes wrong, and judging by the fact that I've loved a lot of their other sweet releases, I really had high hopes for this one. And I remember I went in the car, I quickly just ripped this open and I sprayed it, and me and my husband both were like, we were both going on and on and on. Even he was going on and on about how good it smelled, and you know, men just don't give up. Flying fuck. But he really loved it too. They really nailed it with all the notes in here. This truly smells like pink marshmallow fluff. It's so pink and girly, and even though you think a scent that's called Yum Bougie Marshmallow and it has notes like strawberry, pink marshmallow, creamy coconut, whipped cream, you think that it would just be more of a juvenile scent. But somehow, as I found with a lot of Kayali perfumes, even though they are gourmands and they may seem pretty juvenile, they add something in there that just kind of gives them this sexy vibe. Now, I'm not gonna say this is the most mature perfume in the world, because it's not. It still smells like pink marshmallow fluff at the end of the day, but people will fall in love with you when you have the scent on. It's yummy. If you want to smell like a little pink marshmallow, this is the scent to go for. And I promise you, if you wear this scent on Valentine's Day, I really cannot see anybody not liking this scent, because it's like downright edible. Next up, this is very on theme for this video. I haven't talked about this in a while, but it's still in my collection and I really love it because I try so many perfumes and I review so many fragrances. Older fragrances that I love, just, I'm not gonna lie, they get forgotten, which is kind of sad, but it's just what happens when you review fragrances constantly. It's bound that you're gonna fall in love with new ones. But this one right here, every time I go back to it, I'm still just as in love as when I first got this. This is Diesel Loverdose. I love the bottle. Normally I don't love bottles where I can't put them upright, and you do have to just like put it like that, which is a big first world problem, but I don't care. And it literally is like a love potion in a bottle. The notes are really good. They're like creamy, chocolatey, hazelnutty kind of notes. Now they do have the original Lover Dose. This specific one is Lover Dose Red Kiss, and in here you have sugar, black currant, cacao pod, hazelnut, there's orange blossom, apricot, and this ambery beautiful vibe. But there's also patchouli, and that patchouli just really elevates it. It's not overly green or too earthy or muddy or anything like that. It's such a sexy perfume, definitely within the realm of black opium, that kind of vibe, but better. It just has more going on in it, and it doesn't have that coffee element that I know a lot of people are put off by in black opium. So love. Next, this is also very on theme. This is Ariana Grande's Love Notes Pink Woods. I don't think there's a perfume that is more fitting to its name than this one. It literally is a pink woody fragrance. That's the best way to explain it, and I know that maybe if you haven't smelled it, that doesn't really tell you much, but I feel like once you smell it, you're like, yeah, that literally smells like a pink woody scent. It's unlike any of her other fragrances in her line, which tend to be on the sweeter side, more juvenile. I love all her other fragrances, but this one definitely is more grown up. It definitely strays from the usual DNA of her fragrances. Usually I feel like most of her perfumes have marshmallow, but instead here we still have a really girly note, which is cotton candy, but the rest of the notes are not as girly and juvenile as they are in some of her other scents, because in here you have bergamot, you have lotus, you have a tea note, vetiver, jasmine, and then in the base there's this cashmere tonka vibe, but it has that cotton candy. Now it doesn't smell like straight up just pure sugary cotton candy. You smell that cotton candy in here for sure, because it's got a lot of sweetness, but it's not the prominent note in this perfume. It's just nicely mixed with everything else. It's just a beautiful blended fragrance that's pink and woody, and also a little bit musky, like sweet musk. I feel like this is a gorgeous feminine fragrance, so that's why I thought it'd be really fitting for this video. And then I have another Ariana Grande perfume that I wanted to include. This is actually literally brand new. It just released like last week, and I did a full dedicated review to this perfume, so if you want to know more in-depth info on it and the notes and all that, I'll link that video up here. After that video, I have been wearing this non-stop. I cannot put it down. This is so good. This is everything that I was searching for from a cherry perfume. It's not Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. This is pure cherry lollipops, just cherry candy. Very realistic and bright and sweet and juicy. I've always found cherry to be sort of like an aphrodisiac type note, because it's a fruit that has a lot of depth in it, and I love it in here because it's just so bright, but you still have that marshmallow element in here, and I think that marshmallow and cherry combo is to die for. It's absolutely delicious. Just think you're eating cherries with Cool Whip, like you're dipping them in Cool Whip. Delicious. That's exactly the scent. Just sweet, yummy, creamy cherry. Right, let's get into some scents that are a little bit more mature. Still really fun and flirty, but a bit more on the mature end than some of the fragrances that I just talked about. Starting with You Remind Me, Forever Mood. I actually included this in a wedding recommendations video because to me, this is the most perfect ethereal, angelic, clean, no fuss skin scent, but a skin scent that has character to it. It has apricot, which is really bright and fruity and fun in here, but there's orange blossom as well. It even has a note of skin, which sounds kind of weird, but I would say that that's kind of the perfect description of this because it's a fruity, floral, musky skin scent. It perfectly represents each and every one of the notes that are in here, which it only has 4, but you can smell every single one of the 4 notes that are in here. And the dry down of this is the most magical thing you have ever smelled. It is the most incredible dry down I have ever smelled in a perfume. The dry down is ultimately what made me buy this, because on first spray, yeah, it's really nice and fruity, floral, but the dry down is something that you just gotta smell to understand. So that's why I thought it'd be perfect for a Valentine's Day scent, because you could put this on when you're getting ready and you're going about your date. You could sneak in a little kiss or a hug and they'll be able to smell it on you, and just that smell, it will leave them wanting. Similar to that scent, but something that will give you a little bit more of a pinker vibe, I have Fleur Musk from Narciso Rodriguez. Now, I've definitely had a rocky relationship with this house. I know these fragrances are very loved. For my taste, they've always just been a bit more mature than what I want out of a scent. Obviously, this video is purely based off of my opinions, so I'm just sharing that with you. But this one is so beautiful. A perfume that you guys know if you've been watching me that I absolutely do not like is Narciso Rodriguez For Her. I think it's literally just called For Her. I don't like that because it is a very heavy synthetic kind of dated smelling rose on top of a musk. I just end up smelling very, very, very mature, the kind of mature that I personally do not like. But if you are also like me and you did not like that scent, this is a perfect alternative because that rosiness is still here, the muskiness is still here, but this one has more of like a pink, sweeter vibe. It kind of breaks up the matureness. It's very, very feminine and so pretty, elegant, but it smells like a classy, rich woman. This has rose and peony, and peony is one of my favorite florals because it's more of a warm floral. It's not as intense of a floral as a scent like rose is, so it kind of breaks up that really serious rose smell. And then on top of that, you also have violet in here, which is another note that I really love because it's softer, more powdery, which again helps in breaking up that overly bold, serious vibe that rose gives off. Perfect feminine scent. It's definitely not too juvenile, but definitely also not too mature. It's just a nice, beautiful, everyday kind of scent. Speaking of gorgeous rose dominant fragrances that are not too much and not too synthetic, this is Akamar by Spirit of Kings. It says Akamar right here in the back as well. This is one of the most stunning perfume bottles that I have. It literally looks like a perfume that a queen would wear. All gold with the little pink accents, the pink diamond on the cap. It's definitely more of a pricier scent, but it's well worth it. If you're into scents like Rose Vanille by Mancera, you're gonna really love this because it's definitely along those same lines. And strangely enough, this, just like that Narciso scent, also has rose and violet, so maybe I just tend to love that combination. These two are definitely different. This one is more floral dominant, not as musky as Fleur Musk is. It's gorgeous. It's so flirty, feminine, elegant, classy, but there's a fun side to her as well. It's not too serious. And a little fun fact about this perfume, it says Akamar is inspired by a king who manages to bring light back to his people from darkness. So this is supposed to be a really luminous fragrance. It's just very uplifting. So that's why I thought it'd be fitting for this Valentine's Day video, because I feel like everyone around you when you wear this scent will be kind of captivated by your scent. Literally smells like royalty. It looks like royalty as well. And then these last three fragrances I have here are a little bit more raunchy, seductive, which is also very fitting for Valentine's Day. Let's start with the most elegant, sexy one of the bunch. This is Coco Noir by Chanel. I kind of stayed away from a lot of Chanel perfumes for the longest time because I always found them way too mature for my taste until I discovered this one. If Coco Mademoiselle was one of those scents that was a bit too serious for you, which it definitely was for me, this is more of the fun, sexier sister to Coco Mademoiselle. At the end of the day, it's still Chanel, so it's still gonna have a nice elegant seriousness to it. There's just something more dark, mysterious about her that is very alluring. It's one of those scents where you smell and you want to keep smelling. Definitely a fancy dinner fragrance. There's a lot going on in here. There's, of course, a lot of florals like rose, geranium, jasmine, narcissus, but then there's also sweeter notes as well. You get tonka, you get vanille. It's a little bit spicy, a bit resinous, and also woodsy. You get sandalwood in here. It's a little bit of everything from fruity, floral, woodsy, touch of sweetness. It's a gorgeous scent. And then, of course, I have to add Burberry Goddess. This is literally a goddess-like scent. It's a spicy vanilla scent. Unlike any other vanillas that I've really smelled before, this scent always gets me compliments. My husband loves this. I've gotten compliments from random people in restaurants, literally everywhere. I don't have anything quite like this in my collection, and I have a ton of vanillas because it's one of my favorite notes, but this one really stands out as just one of the best vanillas I have. This vanilla is mixed with lavender, which just kind of gives it that nice edge, almost like a masculine touch, but it doesn't smell like a cologne or like a masculine fragrance. It just adds a little edginess to it that I absolutely love in here. But then you also have cacao, so it kind of immediately softens it at the same time. It's got ginger, so definitely getting that spice. You get 3 different type of vanillas in this fragrance that are along the whole journey of you spraying out this fragrance, because you have vanilla in the top, you have vanilla in the middle, and you have vanilla in the base. So you're never losing vanilla in here, no matter where you are in the time frame of spraying this perfume, because you're gonna get it when you first spray it to even 6, 7, 8 hours into wearing it. It's just a gorgeous, deep, beautiful vanilla that will easily just enchant anyone around you. And then the last perfume, I feel like I've been talking about this a lot. This is Le Rêve by Once Perfumery. If you love scents like Givenchy's L'Entrée Rouge, but even if you didn't love that scent, you're gonna want to pick this one up. It's like that bubblegummy tuberose scent. That's definitely the dominant note in this fragrance, but it's more candy-like and it's not as all over the place as I personally found Givenchy L'Entrée Rouge to be, which was a little bit more edgy in my opinion. The patchouli in it was a lot heavier on my skin. It stood out a lot more, whereas in here I'm getting a lot more of that grape candy, not like cough syrup grape candy, but just delicious grape candy. It's such a stunning scent, very unique, easily like a signature scent. There is peach in here, jasmine sambac, peony, pink pepper, freesia, and of course you have white florals in here, which are tuberose, orange blossom, and jasmine sambac. And then you get vetiver and patchouli in the base, but it doesn't overshadow everything else. So I love that about this one because it never feels muddy on my skin or too green or anything like that. So sexy. The bottle gives me Louboutin vibes. Just a gorgeous, deep, rich berry kind of fragrance with a nice jasmine tuberosy vibe in there. So stunning, absolutely love it. So those are all of my top 10 recommendations of fragrances to wear this Valentine's Day to make him absolutely fall in love. Let me know if you try any of these scents out. And I've personally had really good experiences with these, with getting me compliments, so I thought I'd share the message. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know if you wear any of these for Valentine's Day, or let me know what you plan on wearing for Valentine's Day and maybe any type of feedback you get, because I don't know about you guys, but you smell good is my favorite compliment in the world, and each and every time I get that compliment, it just takes a special place in my brain and I remember it forever. That is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.